Hello, I'm Steve. Welcome to the Patio Heat channel, where we create visual concepts of infrared heating as well as tips for outdoor comfort. Our one-on-one customer support helps you make the best decision for your application. We strive to earn your business. Visit our patioheat.com website for sales and more information. Now let's get heating. All right, so here we have this residential screened-in room, and you can see that basically we have two different seating areas. We have dining space and then just reclining space with a TV set above here. And I don't know anything about the top up here, and I'm actually going to turn off the screen just so it's easier to maneuver around in the project here. Not sure about the ceiling, whether there's any lighting or lamp fixtures or fans, something of that nature. So there is a door that swings into the residence here, and there's also a door over here that I believe swings out to the outside yard. So now the configuration over here isn't exactly the same, but let's just go ahead and look at the overall dimensions, because those should be pretty accurate. So I got 24 foot here, I got 13 foot here, the back edge I got 16 foot, and then I have a height over here of 8 foot to the bottom edge of the ceiling, and then 11 foot from the bottom edge here down to the ground here. So the ceiling I have as a 6-inch finished ceiling. I'm not quite sure if that's actually finished or if there are rafters or something of that that are exposed up here. But if there are, then we need to change things around. But if it's a flat ceiling like this and the joists are just going along the 6-inch area over here, then I think that we'll be okay. So just bear that in mind. And let's go ahead and look at some of the options I might have. And this would be my first preferred option, which would be utilizing 4 of the 5,000 watt units. Now I have them 6 foot center to center on each unit. I have them centered. What I did was cut the space in half, and this is the other half. And then I took the center position there and placed the heaters centrally located right there. And then also, again, from this point here out to the center of each heaters, 3 foot or 6 foot center to center on units. So, and that's true over here. Same thing, half of the space, cut it in half, and then position the heater right down the middle there. All right, so let's go ahead and look at, one other thing I want to mention. When placing a heater, something similar to this, obviously you can see that they're dangling in midair. So the thing is that you do need to meet a clearance above the heater. That heater clearance is 6 inches from this edge to the ceiling, and that's true all the way across. However, you know, with a sloped ceiling, you're going to really work on the downhill side edge to maintain that 6 inches. There is a clearance below that is 18 inches off the bottom edge of the heater. So if we're looking from this point here, from here down is the bottom of the heater, and that's again 18 inches on all 4 sides, and then 36 inches down below. They did mention a question about having a TV set over here on the wall. That will not be an issue with regards to this position here. Okay. And let's go ahead and so what I was going to mention also is you could just use simply a chain, hook it up to this little, you know, one of these outlets or holes here, and then just mount, you know, the heater up on the chain. You know, the maximum these things weigh really are about 18 pounds, so they're not very heavy, and a couple of chains would support that. And it is written in their owner's manual that you can do that without an issue, or you can make your own custom bracket that would, you know, fit the dimensions that are needed for the slope here. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the footprint of heat with this application. So this is why I really like this. These 5,000 watt units are able to produce enough heat for this whole entire space here and this whole entire space over here. There is a small section that is not heated. Now you could move the heater down slightly, but I wanted to kind of keep it uniform as far as the position being centered here, centered there. And here you can see, you know, again, everything is, you know, relatively very well heated over here as well. Now, these are 5,000 watt units. You're going to want to either control them or have a duplex switch. A duplex switch will allow you to turn one element on, one element off, or both elements on, as well as you could put a control system in there. The control system will allow you to dim the system from 1% on to 100% on, and I would have 2 different control zones for this application. All right, so let's just say that you have some fans in here. So fans all of a sudden become an issue, and I position this fans exactly the same, you know, centered in this half, and then centered in this half, and centered within the room this direction here, from left to right here on the top edge, the 18-foot level, I think it was. So yes, 16 foot, sorry. And so that's, you know, 8 foot centered in the room. And you can see that we have the issue now with regards to, you know, the heater is penetrating the fan blades. That's not a clearance, that's not meeting the clearances of combustibles. So again, if we were to put the clearances on there, you can see that is not going to work. So the only thing that you could do is to possibly just change the units to with fans, you need 18 inches from this edge to the fan blade here. And I have these fans at roughly about 5 foot diameter. On the left side, that's not a problem. It's just here in the center that we need to move the heaters further away. So depending on what fan size you have, again, from the center of the fan, or sorry, from the edge of the fan blade distance, again, this is a 5 foot diameter, so 2.5 feet from the center. I need to go an additional 18 inches to the edge of the heater itself. So again, the footprint of heat is still fairly decent. Let me just turn off the clearances here. But we are, you know, missing a little bit here in the center. This is because of the height of this particular side here. When the heaters are risen a little bit more, you know, there's a little bit better crossover here in the middle. So this would be a very comfortable space still, as well as this would be an okay space. Now you could angle the heaters a little bit, but when you angle the heaters, you're also angling that clearance issue, so you're going to have to push it out a little bit further. So that's why I'd probably just do something like that if you do have a fan or say a light fixture here in the middle that you need to stay away from. Sometimes light fixtures, you know, are, you know, they don't have these blades on them so that you can come up closer anyway, so that might be a good option as well. All right, let me just go ahead and turn this off, and we will look at one final option, which would be possibly using it in this fashion without a fan. Maybe again a light is in there, but this is going parallel with the table here and parallel with this wall over here, and you can see that the again, all things still need to be met as far as clearances. So there's no issue with clearances, and you're going to attach the brackets to the ceiling, and they'd have to, you know, mimic the slope of the ceiling. And let's see what the footprint of heat, and I should just mention too that the lower clearance here is not an issue. I have this as a brick wall. It could be stucco wall. Stucco walls are still considered combustible because of the wood behind it. So, but in any case, it still is meeting the clearances. These are, again, the 5,000 watt CD models, and you can see with the clearances, or sorry, with the footprint of heat, you get a fairly decent. Now you're just missing a little bit of the back edge over here. It's very small. So if you push the further out you push your chair, this orientation isn't as good as the other orientation. This side here looks fairly decent. And it is a little bit higher just based on the fact that, you know, with the other option, let's turn this on here. You can see that the clearances have to be met on the right side here, but with this they have to be met in the center, and that allows you to raise the heater up slightly. So that would be the third option. And if you are wondering how come I just didn't place it on the wall over here, well, with the CD model, it's required that you meet at an angle off of the wall. You meet 12 inches of clearance, so that the heater would have to come down an additional 12 inches distance, as well as it would have to be the same on this side here. So the heater would be quite significantly down or lower than what I would really like it to be. This particular side is a little bit lower than it should be, or ideally, but with a control system or a duplex switch, that would help minimize the intensity when it gets a little bit just a little cool instead of really cold. All right, well, I hope this has helped. If you're looking for some assistance with your outdoor heating application and you'd like us to review your plans, please send your information into designs@patioheat.com. I'm Steve, and please tap that like button. We don't advertise, we're not monetized. YouTube does not support us in any way unless we get your appreciation by giving us a thumbs up, and that's how others, possibly you, found our channel. Thank you so much. Have an excellent day.